Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. I'm sharing some inspiration, some encouragement, a reminder that you are a singer and you can and should take that seriously. You can and should take yourself seriously as an artist, as a creative, as a singer. And I'm going to dive right into that. I'm literally going live on Instagram right now as you're listening to this. This is the recording to the live on Instagram where I just want to dive into this topic because it's something that I'm very passionate about. And I'm challenging myself to go live on Instagram and to share some of these thoughts that I'm encountering, that I'm engaging with as a singer, as I am pursuing this creative career as an artist, as a singer, and a voice teacher, and a music educator. And if you are also wanting to pursue this as an intentional creative outlet or hobby or career path, you have to first come to terms with that mentality and that mindset. And that's something that keeps getting us down sometimes. And so I want to dive into that. So here we go. I'm going to jump on the live and I'm going to just talk from my heart, speak from my heart. I'm speaking about this idea of being artists and being singers and being performers and being able to take it seriously and not being ashamed to take ourselves seriously as artists. That's something that I've very much struggled with, of like, especially if you're wanting to pursue it as a career or as an artist of any, like as a creative outlet, an intentional outlet or hobby at any as of any kind, it's very easy to give into the lies and give into the false mindset, the limiting beliefs, all these trigger words that we talk about a lot these days, but are very true, very real things that you can't take yourself seriously. You can't take yourself seriously for pursuing this desire to be an artist, to be a creative, to be a singer, to be a musician of any kind. And we actually have to make that decision ourselves. It's something that I was really thinking about, especially with listening to my interview with Olivia Rowan on my podcast, which came out today, Monday, if you're watching this later. But or listening to this later. Olivia talked about how she had to make the decision to walk boldly in her path as a creative. And that is something that we all have to come to terms with, whether you're wanting to sing as an outlet, as a hobby, or as a career, or do any sort of art. You have to come to terms with taking yourself seriously. If you don't, like it's going to be something that will be a beautiful thing, art, which we should all engage in art and music no matter what, right? But if you're wanting to, be intentional and see growth, you have to first have that mindset, or like you have to get to that mindset of taking yourself seriously as an artist. That's something I'm really thinking about. That interview with Olivia inspired me to think about that. I'm thinking about my upcoming masterclass, my typical sing confidently masterclass, which I've done before as workshops and master classes before. And this time I really want it to be master class where there is going to be coaching, there's going to be opportunity for you guys to talk back and for you to receive feedback. But also I want to kind of like focus in on what your needs are as singers. And but before we even get to that, it's like this mindset thing. I'm also reworking the Sing Confidently course right now. And I'm thinking about like making sure that I incorporate that into it, that we as singers have to be the ones who are saying again and again, and whether it's in your prayer time, in your journaling, whenever the doubts come in, being able to remind yourselves of the truth that I am a singer, I'm taking myself seriously. And what that can look like is, of course, the mindset piece, right? Journaling, praying it through, reiterating that truth to yourself, which we definitely will do in the masterclass. But then there's also the practical aspects of like building habits, right? Voice practice, which I talk about a lot. And we'll talk about that as well, about building a practice routine. But that is a way that you establish for yourself that like I am the kind of person who blank. Like I'm the kind of person, I am a singer, I'm the kind of person who sings every day, regularly, consistently, whatever consistently looks like for you and your schedule. But that includes practice routines, that includes, warming up your voice before you sing, that includes taking care of your health, your vocal health, etc. And it also includes like learning and knowing healthy, sustainable vocal technique, right? These are things that help us realize that we are and help us put into practice the fact that we are singers and we're taking ourselves seriously as singers. It's a journey, and it's something that I am still continuing to go on myself and continuing to learn myself. But it's so important, that mindset of like, I'm taking myself seriously as a singer, and I want to take myself seriously, and I want you to take yourself seriously. I want us to take this fact that we have a desire to sing and perform and create through music, through performance and entertainment, like take that as something that is not to be ignored, minimized, or pushed to the side, but something that is actually important to this world, important to society, and important to our own lives and the people that God has actually called us to reach. God has actually called us to inspire, to encourage, to empower, to bring joy to bring um, uh, emotional healing to people through our music, through our singing. And are we taking that seriously? Are we being intentional with how we develop our gift for singing, how we developed our gifts as artists? Because if we're not, then that might mean that we are not taking ourselves as seriously as we could. And maybe our mindset needs to shift and change. So that is something that I want you to think about today. Takeaway. This is your takeaway. How do I view myself when it comes to my art, when it comes to singing, being a performer? How do I view myself? And am I able to even call myself a singer? That's something that I struggled with. Am I able to even call myself an artist? Also something I struggled with. Am I able to do that? Because if I'm not, then that might be that I don't have the mindset that I am one, and I'm not taking myself seriously in that sense. Before you even think about like practice routines and like taking steps of action, which I talk about all the time. But first, like maybe practice calling yourself a singer. Like tell someone that you sing. Like tell someone that you are an artist. That was something that a hurdle that I absolutely have to go through and still face sometimes. So yeah, like maybe that's a takeaway and an action that you can do literally today. Tell someone that you sing, that you are a singer, that you're a performer, that you're a creative, that you're an artist, and state it, declare it, and go from there, right? I'm going to keep going live. I'm going to keep chatting with you guys. If you're listening to this podcast episode, know that I'm going live on my Instagram, and make sure that you guys go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio to sign up for the free masterclass. It's coming up at the beginning of May. We're entering now into this last quarter, second quarter of the year. And we can be more intentional. We can be even more intentional in growing as singers and as artists and creatives. And so make sure you come to the masterclass. Go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio. It's in the show notes if you're listening to this. It's in my bio if you're watching this later, and make sure you come. I'd love to see you there, and we will dive more deeper into this. I'll keep going live and I'll keep chatting with you. So happy whatever day it is, and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.